Welcome to Section 5 of the Serverless Programming Solution course. In the previous section, we discussed strategies for testing and deploying serverless solutions. In this section, we'll talk about security risks mitigation, potential performance pitfalls, and logging strategies. Serverless security. In this video, we will discuss security in serverless application, understanding the difference from a traditional approach. When talking about security and services available online, we cannot ignore OWASP. OWASP is a no-profit organization providing information about application security. Every year, they publish a report with top 10 vulnerabilities in software application. This is the top 10 published in December 2017. Most of the points listed here are related to incorrect implementation by security point of view. For example, if you use unfiltered input from user in your SQL query, you may be vulnerable to injection. A user may forge a SQL query in an input parameter and get sensitive information. Another example is cross-site scripting. If you don't escape form values and you use form results to build your HTML, you may allow external site to steal data from other users. Another example is sensitive data exposure. If you don't check permission when presenting private content to user, one malicious user may be able to tweak parameter in URL and access sensitive information belonging to others. Of course, there are not only vulnerabilities related to implementation, but also to operation, like misconfiguration in systems or insufficient monitoring. In the top 10, there are also vulnerabilities related to operation, like system misconfiguration and insufficient monitoring and logging. Using a managed infrastructure is quite convenient, since physical and networking security of your systems is managed by your provider. With a managed infrastructure, you mitigate risks related to hacking, denial of service, firewall misconfiguration, etc. In addition, in a serverless architecture, you also mitigate risks related to not properly updated software, because you don't have server to manage. However, risks are still there. They are more related to application code, used libraries, and service communication. In particular, OWASP mitigation practices are still applicable when developing serverless application. As outstanding points, never trust unfiltered user input, separate application secrets from code, and use encryption to store sensitive information. In addition, use managed service whenever possible. Talking about services communication, always require encrypted channel for data in transit, and use least privileges for accessing other services from Lambda. You may also grant temporary role for temporary limited access. Please also use active monitoring to detect anomalies in application and react ASAP. For example, if a European user is suddenly attempting many login from Southeast Asia using wrong passwords, maybe you may activate phone verification for that user. Is serverless more secure than a traditional approach? In fact, with a managed infrastructure, you don't have to worry about updating your servers, checking your firewall. But if you don't consider security when implementing your solution, serverless and cloud will not save you. So be careful.